like a beast in the jungle. We are here with Gina Sims of Gina Sims Designs. Thank you for coming, Gina.
Oh my word, thank you so much for asking me. It's a pleasure.
Well, this is actually a do-over.
It is.
Because you were in a cabin in the woods, and it looked like you were being attacked by pixel monsters.
I was.
Wow.
It didn't just look like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now we're doing
It
it.
was so fun. Let's do it again.
Yes, let's. So what's been going on with Gina Sims Designs lately?
Well, we're in the midst of a pandemic, so that's fun.
That's fun. I love that journey for you.
I know.
Right?
Right? So that's been super awesome. No, what we've done, obviously, we're just doing lots of Zoom calls. I'm going into with my team, and then my clients' visits, we're doing that with masks, and we're having a lot of work because people are home right now, and they're looking at their walls, and they're like, this isn't going to work anymore, and I've been ignoring it for a while, and I can't because I have to live here for maybe the next year and a half, I don't know. So we're like, all right, let's go. So we've amped up the quantity. No, we're having a lot of fun. It's good.
That's good. Have you done anything interesting lately?
Of course. Always interesting.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay. Sorry. That was an insulting question accidentally.
Super insulting.
Super insulting.
Really offended.
What I know you do interesting things all the time, Gina.
I really do.
Can you tell me an example of an interesting thing that you've done in a home lately?
Oh, in a home?
In a home?
Okay, so we had our first giant home, and it wasn't here. So we had our big project in Washington, D.C. that we finished over the summer.
Yes.
Which was a lot of fun. It was just featured by House Beautiful, which was really exciting.
That is really cool.
I love House Beautiful, so that was very, very fun. So check us out. That was really great. We're working on another house now that's was built in the 1920s.
Ooh.
And so we're working with, they really want to keep the character of the house. So we're doing some really fun renovations. And
when was the last time it was renovated?
That's a good question.
Yeah, because, does it have 80s stuff in it? I'm assuming it has electricity and central air now, right?
No, there's an outhouse, actually.
Really?
Yeah, but we're keeping it. We're going to stay pure.
Well, you want to keep the aesthetic.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All the closets have bonnets in them. I don't know what people wore in the 20s. Flapper dresses.
It has that je ne sais quoi.
Right. So we're doing
I don't know.
I don't. The push button light switches.
Oh.
And really cool kind of deco a little bit.
So maybe early 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really pretty. Anyway, that's kind of fun because we don't get to do a lot of to the period kind of designs.
It's like doing a period piece for a movie. Now you get to wear the flap. Are you going to get dressed up as a flapper to get inspiration?
Well, now I am.
With fascinators?
Interesting thing, my sister-in-law does set design for movies, and she's really into period pieces. That's her thing.
Right.
Remember? She's Emmy Award winning.
Fascinating.
Anyway, I called her on this project and was like, since you know this period really well, let me go through our design plan with you and see what you think about it, which was really cool.
That's rad. You're going to Great Gatsby the whole thing?
You know it.
Yes!
No, it's not super deco. There's elements. It's also modern. You don't want it to look like a movie set.
Yeah.
You want it to feel modern and livable.
Deco light.
And cool. Anyway, that's what we're doing. That's some fun stuff. And lots of other things too that I can't think of.
That's really cool. Well, you did you put a giant fish in a kitchen. Actually, just the scales. The scallop tiles. That looks amazing.
Thank you.
I want it. But we already have some tiles that we're going to use on our backsplash.
Yeah.
But we got them in Italy, so they're
oh my word,
personal to us.
That's amazing.
So yeah,
I love it when clients have personal things that they've collected through travels or through given through the family and that kind of thing.
Yes,
I love that's my favorite.
Speaking of personal items, we have brought some to illustrate kind of your process.
Okay.
Right. So
yes.
Tell us about your process.
Okay,
First.
Our process. So when a client comes to us, GinaSimsDesigns.com, they would fill out a questionnaire and tell us a little about their project, what they're thinking about. I just want to know a little bit who are you and what do you wanting out of this process. Then I send them our design process and budget planning guide and our e-design product. So we have full service design, we have e-design, which is great for clients who don't have as big a budget and who want to be more hands-on. Like they can do the work, they just kind of need a push in the right direction. We also, that's like an online plan that we give you and say, here, buy these things, and then put them in your room, and this is how, and they're good. Other people want the full shebang, which is great because I can have my hands and we can have our team of 5. Can I mention their names real quick?
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay.
Abby Ritchie is our newest designer. Jenny Achotnicki is our senior designer. Meredith Williams is our project manager. And then our newest hire is Nicole Whitehurst, and she does mostly our e-designs, but we kind of have her do other stuff too because she's good. So that's my team, and they're amazing. So that's that. They're
girl
great.
Power.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. We have some handymen too that we also allow, who are very good, and we love them dearly, and they're really part of the team.
But you know, they basically lift heavy things. That's what I'm good at.
That's it.
Yeah, and I can hang stuff on walls. Yeah. So actually, when that kind of process, when that happens at my house, I've literally said, okay, where do you want to put it? And wife, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, out, come back when it's done. Because
you don't want them telling you all the things.
Because it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not level yet. And
no, I'm like, when you move it a 1/4 inch to the left, okay, up a 1/2 inch, back down to where it was, 1/2 inch again, 1/4 inch back. Great.
Yeah.
Like
well,
that's
I get the
I
get the placement right, and then the working on it is I need to be uninterrupted.
That's fine. It's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You need some time.
So through that process, you like to take some items that are special to your clients.
You asked me just to grab some things from my house.
I did as well. Yes.
And from your house, which is awesome. And so I kind of thought, okay, what does this say about the person, potentially? And what would I do with these items?
Yes.
That's what you were asking, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I just grabbed it.
Or how it would influence your design.
Okay. So let's see. Where do you want me to start?
Start with the camera.
Okay, camera. So here's a little vintage camera. I don't know where I'm looking. Where am I looking?
There's cameras everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. This is an old camera. So what I would say to this is, okay, where did this come from? This person's probably has some nostalgia because it's vintage. So I might put it's great on top of a stack of books. Do you have any more? Can we make a small collection? I love a small collection of stuff. Put it on a stack of books, put it on.
Well, how many in a small collection? Are we talking like 3 to 5?
Yes.
Okay. Not like 500.
No, I was thinking about this on the way over because I don't deal with a ton of giant collections. They're not my favorite. If a client has them, I prefer if they're like either cool or weird. Those are my favorite things. So then we can kind of dig into it. Because that
translates to interesting.
Right. So then I would do like a whole wall.
Yes,
and I would build something to
thinking.
highlight them. Like, yes, that's cool.
Yeah.
So if we had 100 cameras, that's definitely a cool installation. We're doing that. But if I have just a couple of them, I'm like, okay, well, you probably have other vintage pieces, so let's get some more vintage items. And if you don't have any more, let me go and get some for you to style it correctly, so it looks like it flows and there's like, it's not all vintage, but there's a smattering kind of mixed in.
Yes.
Okay, this is a Kokeshi doll. It's a little Japanese, amazing little doll.
Kokeshi.
I had a client who had a bunch of these in a collection, and I fell in love with them. Aren't they cute?
That is really cute.
So I bought one for me.
I thought it was one of those games where it had like the top attached to it, and you had to like catch it, catch the ball on the peg.
With the head.
Literally what I thought it was.
Yeah, no, but it's kind of like a Japanese bobblehead.
Yeah. Do they put it on the dash of their cars?
A little putty underneath.
Yeah.
But I just think they're pretty. I love this would be a collection that I would add more to. If this person had one of these, I would get 6 more, and I would like bunch them together and put them on the mantle because that's really cool.
That's like a, Japanese Asian design concept,
right?
But it could also work with like a Scandinavian design because you got the wood, you got the colors,
right.
Yeah.
You're not limited to anything there. This is a child's monster pottery. Like you have.
I love it.
I love these.
It's so unique.
I know. I have a collection of about 5 of these that my kids have made, and my husband made one.
Nice.
And I love them. I don't really have anything else out that my kids have done, but I love my little monsters. Okay, so what I would do is like, okay, there's a child that lives here probably.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is limited. I would never put this in a child's space because I think it's so fun and funky, and it says so much about the character of the family and their story that I would definitely put this someplace where you can see it.
It looks good with your nail polish.
Thank you. Yeah. Certainly planned. And so I would make sure that it was someplace cool and probably had some friends to go with it.
Awesome. And yeah, that's like something that you would put in like a more sophisticated space so that it would really stand out.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, books.
Books.
Always books.
Yes.
If you don't, I mean, I love books. I read them every day.
I'm a fan of reading. Words
I
are
like
my friends.
And stories.
And sentences put into paragraphs and chapters.
Maybe with a table of contents.
Yes.
So,
and an appendix.
Love a good glossary. So I do stacks of books like this. I do stacks of books like this. I mean, just it tells a story. That's what I was going to say. But that was a little bit obvious.
Books tell a story.
I'll take it back.
Well, and they're also functional.
You have to have books.
Because if you want to elevate something,
right.
A book is a great way to do that.
And some clients do not have any books. Like they either don't read, which is fine, no judgment. Or
no, I will judge.
I will too. Let's be honest. Or they have e-readers and they just read on their Kindles, and that's what they do, and that's fine, 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna buy you some books because you need some books in your house. So we buy books all the time.
Like you read.
Yeah.
My nephew, when he was like 14, I wanted to get him to read because that's about when I started getting into reading. I bought him my first book that I read, like novel, like 300 pages that I read all the way through when I was that age. Mm-hmm. And I put like money at different points throughout the book. And I said, okay, when you read up to this point, you get to take this money. He just took all the money out. So I keep telling him he owes me.
Oh, he 100% owes you. That's such a great idea.
Yeah, I was like, you either need to read the book or give me my money back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe you just don't tell them that there's money in it, so it just sits there, like $30 sits there for years, and then you're like,
yeah,
I'm gonna sneak in and take my money back.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna have to get a bigger book then. It was, paperback and
sure.
It's kind of stuck out a little.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have to get a big book.
Yeah.
I like that idea. What'd you bring me?
Oh, yeah, I have stuff. So the container itself, I got this at my friend Ben's wedding. I was a groomsman.
Is this a cigar box?
It is a cigar box.
Oh, I love it.
And he had put like a cigar and flask combo in there and
very
stuff
cute.
to put in it.
Oh my gosh, is it stag? Is that what that is?
Yes. And well, I don't think he was thinking of that.
I bet he was.
Okay. Okay.
Someone was. He wasn't, but someone was.
But I like it.
It's very cute.
And this,
oh my gosh. Okay.
I used to have an Atari 2600, but when I moved out to Atlanta,
I have so many ideas already. Keep going.
I sold it.
Okay.
But I kept this one cartridge because it's the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I think I bought it at a swap meet or something. It has somebody's name like etched into it, Rob H. And it says, use with joystick controller, program and audio visual, 1982 Atari, all rights reserved.
All rights reserved.
All rights. And
that's the most important part.
Right?
I love it. Okay. All right, so what I would do with this, number one, I would say, do you have any more? Because do we need to make a collection? You don't. This is the one.
I used to have 50.
So then I would say, do you want, because we could do something where you're going to get 50 of them and frame them all together.
Nice.
So cool.
Yeah.
Like that, have them stacked on each other like tile, and that's a piece of art. Really neat. Or what I'm kind of jonesing on right now is the idea of having...
Jones. Yeah, nailed it.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. Is having it photographed and making it into this really cool piece of pop art.
Oh, I could even do that
So
myself.
You could do that.
That's a great idea.
I have a great photographer at Katie Teague Photography who could take it and do a really cool blow up, maybe change the colors on it, maybe make it funky or weird, or maybe just do it exactly like it's
Either exactly
heirloom
the same
photography
or
where you
like a Andy Warhol, like we have a bunch of them with different colors.
Yeah. Or do this and blow it up and make it just on itself with a white background and a cool shadow and just where it kind of looks like the actual thing.
Yes.
That would be really fun. Those are my ideas for that. What else you got for me? Ooh.
Vintage American politics paraphernalia. Says, I'm for Nixon. And that's real from back in the day. Not a big Nixon fan.
I was going to say, you super big into Nixon?
No, but
it's not a popular choice,
during other political seasons where I didn't really care about the election, I would wear that around and just tell people I'm for Nixon. This time I care. So I'm not wearing it around.
We need you to.
Even if I don't care, I still vote.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and I do care this time, so I will vote 5 times. No, that's fraud.
Okay. Okay, so what I would love to do with this is
same thing, picture.
A picture of it, sure. But I would kind of want to say, all right, is there something else that I can, because it's a pin, and I can pin it into, so I want to say a tie, but that's maybe not what I want.
I almost brought a tie pin.
Ooh.
But what if we had like, almost like a dress form with like a blazer over it, and then you put the pin on it, like a vintage blazer?
No.
Okay, good.
No, because I'm thinking, okay, well, what, so it's a dress form with a pin. Like, what else does that do?
Yeah.
So, do you have a ton of pins? Then that could be kind of cool, kind of like a sculptural art thing.
But if you have just one.
But maybe one.
Maybe you could use it like
know.
as like if you have a big blank space and you have just one tiny little thing, or you have art on the wall and then off into the corner.
Just this one.
That's just in the bottom, like it's subtle.
If you had a ton of political art, clearly you just add this and by itself on the wall, super cute, or in conjunction with that.
Like
so,
if you had
like
an Obama hope poster
yes,
framed,
and then just this,
and then that
would look great.
Next to it looked like a period next to it. Yeah.
I miss Obama. Okay, so
don't we all?
Okay.
I miss being able to sleep at night.
I know. You didn't notice it, and then you did.
Yeah, you don't miss it till it's gone.
Till it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Okay, so you might put it, like I might put it on a shelf and have something, let's say a tie, because can't think of anything else right now, but you then like just slipping it into the tie like it's on a tie pin, just sitting on top of a book with a tie and then just sitting in. Like I think that'd be cute. It'd be small and it would be, you'd notice it, it'd stand out, it's subtle, it doesn't need to be its own like pop art kind of thing necessarily unless you want it to be. But that could be something we could do.
You know what, I like that even better.
You like that even better?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, this is a little bit steampunk. It's a money clip that my mother-in-law got me for Christmas a while back. And I love it. However, I rarely use money clips, although I asked for that. I love the octopus design.
Okay, so it's silver, probably nickel, and it's got some kind of Art Deco-y etchings, like floral etchings in it. Where should I go, Isaac? Right here? Hey guys. And then there's like there's etchings in it, and then there's a little
We have a comment on Facebook. Someone said, maybe a photo of the blazer with the pin pierced into it. #artsy. I guess they were talking about the political one, maybe?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you,
anonymous commenter.
Thank you. Yes, please comment more. That's exciting. And then it's got this weird little octopus on it, so that's cute. Okay, Facebook, what would you do with this?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. It's small.
Yes. And most of the stuff I brought was
So, okay, this is what I would do. You take a glass box. Something glass, so you can see through it completely.
like a cloche, maybe? Or...
A cloche would be great.
I
Look
know
at
what a
you
cloche
knowing
is.
the word cloche.
Right? Yeah, I know a cloche.
Wow.
Well,
that's super impressive.
I am married to Jen.
That's true.
Yeah,
She'll teach you the cloche.
Yeah. Oh, and disclaimer on all of this is all my stuff. This is none of my wife's stuff because
She's not super
she
into Terry.
would hate all of this.
Okay.
Stuff. So, okay.
She's a stylish lady.
She is a very stylish
Yes.
lady.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I would put this in a glass, like shadow box kind of feel kind of thing, like an antique kind of box kind of thing where you can see the top of it and probably just clip it on something. I want to say tie again because that's what's on my brain, but something else, maybe a handkerchief, maybe whatever. And then we could put like a couple dollar bills and some change, like some old change next to it so you can kind of point out what it is.
I was thinking.
How do you feel about that? Okay.
I was thinking maybe, you know how they have those little stands, like a name tag stand?
Yeah.
Clip that on it and use it as like a pedestal for this under the cloche.
It's a very good idea, yes.
Thank you.
That's a very good idea.
Thank you. And one of my favorite books of all time.
Okay.
And this, more because I love travel.
Yeah. Jack
and
Kerouac on the road.
I love travel. And
Okay.
at the point in my life when I read that, I would do crazy things like
That sounds
get into a
really
car
out
and-
of character.
Yeah, and
I don't know about that.
and drive across country on a whim, sort of thing.
Yeah,
like,
this doesn't sound like you at all. Yes. Okay. So if you say, I want you to do a room, and this is really important to me, I think I would kind of let this speak for itself and put it on an easel. And just get some artistic easel and make it kind of stand there as art. Because I like the cover of it. I mean, it's beautiful. And I love how it's kind of worn. And typically I wouldn't put this like on the side, that kind of thing, because it's paperback.
Yeah.
So I'd say, well, do you have a hardback version? Can we get a hardback version? But this one's important to you.
Yeah.
So I would put this kind of like, get like an acrylic and, easel or something really kind of modern and cool and just kind of clip it and have it on a stand, on like a dresser or shelves or something like that.
Or if somebody was
love
into
it.
not just Kerouac, but all the other like beat poets of like San Francisco, you could do a whole theme on that.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Now, one thing that I think we skipped over was your horrible, smelly, ugly unicorn bell. Can you tell me about that?
Well, do you want to explain why you think it's horrible and smelly and ugly?
Well, we're currently
We're with the laggers.
We're currently at war with unicorns, so it's nothing against you. It's
No.
everything against the unicorns. So we put a little dig
didn't-
out there on the unicorns.
I'd forgotten when I brought this in.
And they attacked us back, took over our social media, interrupted our podcasts. So now it's an all-out war. But please tell me more about your
So it's basically
unicorn
your
friend.
Nixon pen. That's what's happening here.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't think this guy needs a collection. Although if you had a unicorn collection, that's fine. Chip and Sean have a great unicorn collection.
Do they
for-
really?
Yeah, for good reasons.
Friends of ours from one of our dear friends. We went to college with Chip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I would probably just put this guy by himself because he's so great by himself. If he wasn't evil and terrible.
Right? And they smell.
But he's so cute. Look how cute that is. So I would just
That
put him by
actually is
itself.
cute. Yeah.
And that's what he needs.
Do you put it next to your bed when you're feeling ill so that Greg can
Okay,
come
what
bring you
did
chicken
your
soup?
family also have a sick bell?
No.
We
I've seen it
100%
on-
had a sick bell.
Really?
Even to this day, if I was sick, my mom would be like, "You could text me, but here's your bell." No, this is in the kitchen, but in theory, I could dinner.
Nice.
But that's what Alexa's for.
Oh, you do the Alexa.
Yeah.
Make an announcement.
Make an announcement.
It's dinner time.
If you say dinner time, she'll ring a bell.
Really?
Yeah,
I
if
didn't
you
know
say
that.
it's time for dinner, they'll go ding 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 ding. It's time for dinner.
I recently purchased the extension on mine that can make it talk like Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
So you just say, "Hey Alexa, ask Sammy what the weather's like." But I had to put it on the kid-friendly one because of Isla.
Oh.
Yeah. Otherwise,
kids are such a drag. They ruin everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't listen to my favorite podcast because of all the F-bombs.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I do.
So I put in my earbuds. Listen, you can listen to some music on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah. Modern parenting.
Modern parenting. Exactly.
How we doing on time, Isaac?
We're at 25. We got about 5 minutes.
Okay. Should we talk
Nice.
about business?
Yes.
What do you want to ask me about business, or what do you want? I can tell you about business.
I would like to hear all about your business.
All right. So we do residential interior design. We want to work with what you have. We want people to look at our Instagram, Gina Sims Designs, our Facebook, Gina Sims Designs, and our website, Gina Sims Designs, and see what
It's
it is
nice that
we
it's
do.
consistent.
It is consistent. What it is that we do. We want people that want to work with us because of our process. We're a lot of fun to work with. We have a really great process. We're like, this is how we work. These are the 13 steps it will take to get through your project.
Off the top of your head, can you name off those 13 steps?
No.
In 30 seconds. 5, 4.
I need my 5 minutes. So I'll send it to you. Email me at Gina Sims Designs.
What are a couple of the steps?
Well, first we start with the design strategy session, where it's like the initial consultation where we come in and say, what do you want to do? What issues are you having? What do you love? What do you hate about your space? Like, how can we make this function for you? And then they can say, this is what's going on, and we can talk about it. And I might give them a ton of ideas that they can take on their own, or we make a plan to get started so that we can help them. So it's their session to kind of get what they want. And sometimes that's, I want you to take it. And sometimes it's just give me this information so I can get started. Then, go.
Well, I just was thinking about one of the services that you offer is the shopping day with Gina.
Day. Yes, VIP
which
shopping
has
day.
to be the most
much fun.
amazing day.
We have a lot of fun.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you take them? Does it depend on the client? Like, do you go to Scott's Antique? Do you go to
Yes.
Restoration Hardware? Do you go? What do you do?
So on shopping day, we would go to that. I would have already met with them, so we have an idea of what they really need, what they want. We're taking our measurements. We know what we're shopping for.
You got a plan.
We got a plan.
All right.
And then we go to different places as much as we can fit in that day. It might be 3 or 4 places, and we're like, okay, big furniture items here. We need to find some styling. We need to find some art. Like, we're going to different places where we can find probably all of that stuff, but we don't want it to look like, here's Pottery Barn in your house, and this is the showroom. Like, we don't want it to look like that.
Like straight out of the magazine?
No one lives like that. They style very well there, but that's not what we're looking for. We want it to look like you. So we would shop at lots of different places together, and that's really fun. So that's one of our services. E-design, full service, design strategy session, VIP shopping day. Okay, I think that's it. 4.
And what were you saying?
Okay, so then after that, we would meet together for the criteria meeting, which is when we actually get started. So it might be a couple months after the design strategy session. And we're like, what's the criteria? What's the scope of the project? Tell us what you love. And usually that means they have to do a lot of homework, which means showing me what you love. Because you could say, I love blue, clean lines. I get that. People say that a lot. I want clean lines. All right, great. What's that mean to you?
I want it to pop.
I want it to pop.
Right? That's my biggest one.
Make it pop.
Make it.
So I need to know what that means for you, because it's just like art. Like, I can't describe a piece of art to you. You have to see it. So I need for them to show me pictures of things that make them happy and items that make them happy, and like, give me the story, right?
I love how you designed this. Did you do that consciously, or is that just ingrained in your being?
I was like, hold on, it needs to, yeah.
Yeah, you made it look good. It's just a random
did.
collection of objects. I'm just gonna stack them here without thinking about it, and
I
all
can't
of a
just have them
sudden,
on the same plane, Craig. That's
wow,
silly.
so silly.
I need to look at it from the camera's perspective. Okay, so at that point, we're deciding which direction we're going to go in. what is our criteria? What's our budget? What's our, let's do this. And then we go off and my team creates this beautiful design plan. Then they come and they see the design plan. They see their options. They make their choices. They pay for it all. And then we start ordering everything. Then we're tracking it. Meredith's tracking every detail of it. She's finding out. Oh my gosh. She's a saint.
Right?
Yeah. And she's telling us what's out of stock, what do we need to resource, what came in broken, and we're dealing it all with the client. Like, they're off living their life, and we're dealing with all of the thousands of items that we have coming in.
And that's such a huge added value.
Oh my word! Yes.
Like, if you've ever tried to do stuff yourself, like, those are the hassles, the headaches that you really need someone else to take care of for you.
The assembly, things are broken, things like packing materials, like all of that we have, goes to a warehouse. None of it comes to your house. They're inspecting it. They're taking pictures for it. We're looking at it and going, that's not the correct one. We're dealing with it. It has this chip on it. Or can we fix it? Or do we need to order a new one? Like, we're doing that. You don't even know. Like, it's just right.
We'll paint the chip a bright color and make it pop. Yeah, so it'll look like it's supposed to be that way.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we do.
I had a feeling.
And then we install it, usually in a couple of days, sometimes 1 or 2 days. So the peripheral of the room, so wallpaper, electrical, paint is done ahead of time, a couple weeks before the installation day. And then we come in and we kind of do it all at once. We do this for a few reasons. Number one, it's really fun for the client to leave for the day and come back and it's done. That's amazing. Like that HGTV
and that's a TV
moment.
show, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was that one show where people would like go away and they would surprise them with a brand new room when they get home.
Everything is unrealistic.
Let's
be clear.
Yes. But
yes.
But it's the idea of where you, obviously they already had all the specs. They had already planned it all 4 months ahead of time.
Right.
And then when somebody leaves for a day, come back.
Right.
Surprise, you've got a brand new room.
Right.
But you can give somebody that sort of feeling by doing all this.
I want them to see it all together. That's really the reason. Because if we say, okay, here's one item, then they look at that and go, oh no, I've made a huge mistake. And no, you haven't. Remember, you love the design plan. Let's finish it first. So if I put it all together, then they're like, okay.
It's like looking at a work in progress.
Right.
Which is why I have people leave when I'm hanging a painting. It's a work in progress.
It's perfect in the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So we love that process.
You don't need to see how that sausage is made. You just need to taste the flavor.
The flavor. Yes. That's exactly right. So that's our process. I only gave you a couple of the 13 steps.
Yeah.
But those are the biggies.
One more than AA.
It's true.
Yeah.
You should use that. That's so good.
Well, Gina Sims of Gina Sims Design, thank you so much for being here. Please, if you could tell us where people can find you one more time, that'd be great.
You can find us at ginasimsdesigns.com. You can see our portfolio. You can see our services. We're very upfront with our pricing on that. So if you have questions, please ask. I will send you all of our process. I'll send you more information and FAQ on our e-design. We have lots of information and we will get it to you. Please follow us on Gina Sims Designs on Instagram and Facebook. That's where we are at. We're at House too. If you're on House, we have a great House portfolio. We get a lot of clients from House.
We're on that camera actually. I know, I was joking. I'm just messing with Gina.
It's not cool, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
I really appreciate it.
Genuinely a pleasure. One of my favorite people in the whole world. So thank you. And thank you, Liger World. Thank you for watching The Jungle with the Liger Partners, where marketing reigns king and supreme. Remember, don't trust any unicorns. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Oh, we can ring it.
Dinner!